Good morning. Welcome back or welcome to Yoga with Ciara. It's day 21 of Center and today's Sunday, so we're going to be leaning in, taking up the slack and finding ways of leaning into the torsions, the twists, the side bends, just the deep hips. So come lie on your back and we shall begin. Come. So knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor. Find your centers, center of your head, center of your heart. I'm going to turn my palms face up so my shoulders really drop, the deep of my belly. Even noticing how my feet are in contact with the floor and just feeling the length of my spine resting. I'm shimmying around, unpacking my shoulders, really feeling that sense of in this moment as I drop, as I settle. Where's my wellness? How do I draw myself deep into my center? Slowing things down. Really sink into the back of your body. My feeling right now is like I'm on quicksand and that I can really feel the melting of me into the floor. Nice. Bring your feet as wide as your mat and then drop both knees down towards the right. Pause there and just feel how the front of the left leg is lengthening. Breathe into the front of that left leg, let it soften. And then drop down to the other side, dropping down towards the left. And feel the deep of the front of the right hip, right thigh, lengthening. Breathing into it, softening. Often I feel I have to soften something in my forehead, in my eyes, and then I share it down into my hip. It's like for me, there's a center of contraction in my forehead. So I just soften my forehead, soften my eyes, and then I feel this wave of my breath softening, my diaphragm softening, and my hip softening. Maybe you have a completely different strategy. What's your strategy to soften your right hip? Nice. And then just sway your knees. And as you drop down, pause. Find that soften into my face. Share that soften into my hip. Come back to center. Drop your knees down towards the left. Soften your face, chest, diaphragm, and hip. And back to center. One more time each side. Both knees down to the right. Soften your face, your chest, your belly. And then both knees down to the left. Soften your chest, your face, your belly. And come back to center. Nice. So reach your arms straight up overhead and interlock your fingers. And then as you drop your arms overhead, roll over onto your left side. And then come all the way back. And do the same thing again. Roll over onto your left side. And so you can let your head be really heavy so that it rolls along the floor and then it kind of pops up onto the shelf of your arm and then it drops onto the floor, or you can keep your head up in the air where you're lifting your head. And so next time you go over, pause. Just pause. Leaning into the front of your shoulders, leaning into the length of the front of your belly, and feeling the front of that right thigh again lengthening. And can you soften your face? Soften your diaphragm. Soften the front of your hip. My leg doesn't know how to drop in gravity in this direction. It's very confused. So, can you feel how your right leg doesn't know what to do? It's very cute. Maybe yours does. Mine doesn't know how to soften here. It's like, what? What? What do you mean? Great, come all the way back. And then we'll go to the other side. So roll over onto your right shoulder and bring your arms overhead and then come all the way back. Roll over onto your right shoulder, arms are overhead and come all the way back and really feel how are you dealing with the weight of your head. Do you just let your head be pulled by your chest, or do you lift your head and really manage it with the muscles of your neck? See what you do. Next time you go over, pause all the way over. Arms are overhead, arms are either side of your ears. Feel the length of the front of your body and see how you would soften your face, your chest, the front of that hip, and let your leg fall in gravity. And come all the way back. We're going to do a variation of that. So stretch your right leg straight up into the ceiling. Nice. Bring your hands and your right leg into contact. Okay. And now bending your right knee, but your leg stays in the air, roll over onto your left side and swing your right foot behind you, kind of like a pendulum. And then come all the way back. Touch your arms, your hands and your leg together. So right leg stays in the air the whole time. Roll over onto your left side. Swing the right leg really deeply behind you. I'm even dropping my chest a bit towards the floor to increase that sense of it. And then all the way back. Touch your hands and your leg. So just swing into a pendulum. And then all the way up. Touch your leg. Swing into a pendulum and now pause there. And I'm imagining that I can bring my right shoulder and my face to the floor as I reach that right leg really deeply behind me. Breathe into your belly. Come all the way back. Other leg. Lengthen the left leg up. Touch your hands and your leg together. And then roll over onto your right side. Swing the left foot behind you. Come onto your back. Kick up. Touch your leg. And then arms overhead, swing your left foot behind you. And touch. Swing. Touch. Swing. Nice. Last time. Touch and swing. Pause there. Swinging deeply your foot behind you. You're trying to imagine that your left shoulder and your face is coming to the floor as you lean backwards into that left foot back behind you. Soften your face. Soften your chest. Breathe into your leg. So come all the way back. Land on the floor. So during the week, we were doing the butterfly thing. So bring your knees wide and the soles of your feet together. And then draw your knees outwards. I'm going to walk my shoulders away from my pelvis again. I really like that. And then let your knees rise up a little bit. So pull your knees wide. And then let your knees lift a little bit. Pull your knees wide. And as I pull my knees wide, I'm noticing that my lower back is arching. Let it happen. And as I draw my knees together, I'm noticing that my lower back is flattening. So if we forgot about the movement in our legs and we only did a pelvic tilt, so arch into your lower back and then flatten down into your lower back, arch into your lower back and then flatten down, arch and flatten. Now include both types of movement. Your legs and your pelvis are actively moving together. As you widen your knees, arch into your lower back. As you flatten down, let your knees move towards each other. Squeezing my bum, your bum, our bums. As you arch, bring your knees wide. As you flatten down, squeeze your bum. Arching as you go wide. And then flattening, squeeze your bum. Nice. So we're going to combine a few different movements now. So bring both knees up towards you and your hands are on your knees and bring your knees wide. Okay. And then bring your knees together. Bring your left foot to the floor. So my right knee is in the air and my left foot's on the floor. Bring your knees wide. Feel how the left foot is now on the floor on the baby toe side, and my right knee is up towards the ceiling, up towards my right shoulder. And I'm going to engage that wide through the deep thighs. Bring your knees together. Change legs. Drop your right foot's on the floor and then drop your knees wide. Feel the pull wide. Back to center. Change legs. Left foot's on the floor. Draw wide. Back to center. Last one of these. Right foot on the floor. Draw wide. And come back to center. Nice. Both feet to the floor. Stretch both legs out long. Bring your arms overhead. And just pause. Soften your face. Share that softness with your diaphragm, your chest. It's like an avalanche or something, or like like the spring melt coming down off the mountains. It's like this, something's melting here in my head, and then it cascades down into my chest, and then it drops into my pelvis, and then I can share it with my legs. I wonder how other people feel this. I wonder, is that true of everyone, or is it just a weird quirk that I have? I wonder. Nice. So bend your knees, roll over, and come all the way up to sit. So to begin with, bend both of your knees and bring your left foot a little bit closer to you. And then hold on to your knees and sit up tall. How do you, pulling on your knees, sit up really tall and long through the spine, shoulders are away from your ears. And then turn, so bring both hands forward in front of you, pull your right elbow back and bring your right hand to the floor behind you. And then bring your left hand to your right shoulder. And imagine that your left elbow can twist and twist and twist more and more. Now turn your head towards the left and now pull that left knee down onto the floor. So that's that action, that's that action that we had before of lengthening through the inner thigh. So imagine that you can bring your nose in the same direction as your knee and draw your elbow more and more to the right. I'm going to walk that right hand a little bit more around the corner for me. Breathing into it. So right hand is behind me. Left hand is on my right shoulder. Left knee is bent and the left knee is moving down towards the floor. Chin is moving towards the left shoulder. Can you twist your chest even more? So that right side of my rib cage, I want to engage it to spiral a little bit more towards the right. And come all the way back. Pause. Very nice. Change the cross of your legs. So tuck the right foot in. Always with these guys, you can have your leg long if you need to for your knee, okay? Hold on to your knees, sit up tall, find your spine, feel your pelvis, engage. If you find it hard to find your pelvis here, then come up onto a lift. And you'll find that as soon as you lift a little bit higher, you're able to rock your pelvis. So if you can't rock your pelvis right now, then go up a bit higher. And you could even do this on a chair, this twist, okay? So not that you have to, you don't have to do anything, but the engagement is, can you rock your pelvis? And if you can, then stay where you are. Great. So bring both hands forward in front of you. Pull the left elbow back. Bring your fingers to the floor behind you. And then wrap your right hand around to touch your left shoulder. Draw that right shoulder more and more towards the left. And then turn your head towards the right. And drop your right knee down in the direction of the floor. So my left hand is behind me on the floor. My right hand is on my left shoulder, and my right elbow is moving deeply towards the left. My right knee is pulling down towards the floor, and my chin is towards my right shoulder. I think I did excellent. Ciara 1, dyslexia 0. Try and twist a little bit more. So now as I stay in this, I can feel that my ribs could engage a little bit more. So I'm going to draw that left side of my ribs a little bit more back and feel the engagement of the spiral through my torso. And come all the way out. Stretch your legs out long in front of you. Nice, roll into your ankles. Super. So this idea of taking up the slack or leaning into things, so I'm just playing games with it in my own practice. So scoop your chest, so that's where it goes backwards, and then lift your chest, let it reach forward. So I'm scooping my chest, my collarbones scoop backwards, and I round through the back of the body, and then I lift my chest forward. I'll do that a few times. Scoop your chest, and then lifting forward. Scoop your chest, tuck your chin in if you wish, and lengthening forward, reaching forward with your heart. Last time, scoop your chest, and then reach your heart forward. So if we change other muscles around this, this becomes really different, okay? So reach your arms up towards the ceiling, and then pull your elbows down into swan, and naturally your chest has lifted and reached forward. So without changing your arms, scoop your chest. Totally different movement. Lift your chest. Don't move your arms. Scoop your chest. Lift your chest. Scoop your chest. Lift your chest. Scoop your chest. And lift your chest. Nice. Drop your arms down. How wonderful. Bring your feet a little bit apart. Last movement on sitting up. So bring your right hand beside you. Tuck your left elbow in beside your rib cage, and then lean your right hand over towards the left. And engage down into your heels. And then see where you would really drop your weight. So I want to push my belly down into the left hip. And I'm pushing my right hand more and more into the floor. And I'm giving it's almost like I want to lift my right buttock off the floor. How would I lift my bum and my leg upwards here? And I feel like I could lift my leg. I feel like my bum is really light here on the right. So I'm pushing deeply with the right hand. I'm like so heavy into the left leg, left hip. And I'm imagining that I can lift my right hip up off the floor. So it's a coordination that we're doing, shortening one side, lengthening the other. Nice. Coming out. Very interesting. Other side. So bring your left hand to the floor. Tuck your right elbow in. Reach your right hand across and over your ear. And now push fiercely with your left hand. And feel like if you push fiercely with your left hand, your bum gets lighter on the floor and your right bum gets really heavy. So lean your right hand even more and push with your left hand, and maybe try. Can you lift your bum and your leg off the floor? If not, don't worry. It's not a requirement, but just feel, I feel so light on the left, but I'm heavy on the right. Get even deeper, maybe spiral, look upwards beside your elbow and your armpit. So it's like a spiraling elephant. And coming all the way down. Nice. Come lie on the floor. All the way down. Bring your arms wide. Let that land. Soften your face. Soften your ribs. Soften your belly. And then just sway your knees from side to side. Softening your face. Softening your chest. Softening your belly. Nice. So you have a choice over what you do now. You could bring the soles of your feet together. You can stretch your legs out long. You could squeeze your knees towards you. You can stretch your legs up. You can come into happy baby pose. You can come into soles of your feet together. I think I'm going to do soles of my feet together. It feels very, yeah, yum. Always whenever I settle into my spine, then suddenly I feel, oh, I've got to move my shoulders and my neck. So feel that. Let yourself be moved to adjust your shoulders and neck. So settle into your pelvis and then notice the shape of your shoulders and neck, because your pelvis, you can't move all that much, but you can adjust your shoulders and neck around the shape. And always for me, I want to walk my shoulders away from my pelvis. And when I do, it's like, oh, I've got loads of space now suddenly. Nice. Pause. Nice. So stay there, or squeeze your knees in, or rock them out, or stretch your legs out. Find a way of pausing deeply. Oh, lovely. I feel like my ribs were really connected there. So I'll see you tomorrow from wild and wonderful Connemara. It's very rainy out there, very wild. And so those of you I'm meeting on the beach, it'll be soggy. It will be wet. It's that thing where, when you're getting into your togs, you're trying to work out how to keep your clothes dry for you to get back into them. Oh, why? Anyways, great. I will see you then. And it was a pleasure to be here this morning. Great. Ciao, ciao.